So you've made it out of a couple raids, you've got a 6-man forming, and you want to get a nice tier 2 build to absolutely dominate the sands. I'm going to be showing you my tier 2 build that has been undefeated over the course of at least 20 plus raids. I use it in all my videos, and we have never been killed in it. Starting off at the tech tree over here, we're going to want to come and grab a couple of these things. So the first thing we want to grab, it's going to be in this tier 3 here. If you right click it, you'll be able to see the path to get these items. So we're going to get the great chassis here. We're going to get the small engine. We're going to get the crew room here. That's armored. We're going to get the single armored crew room as well. We're going to get this motor reactor specifically. This wooden corridor and the captain's cabin that is armored. Then coming down a level, we're going to grab the cargo hold. Both of these cargo holds, so 2A and 2B we're going to grab. Then coming down to the green section here, we're going to grab these armored artillery components. Steering, tier 2 workshop, armored plate, and if you have extra cash to splurge, what I run on mine is the tier 3 steering. Okay, coming over to blueprints, we're going to hit C to create our blueprint as normal. And as this loads up, we'll wait for a second. All right, so starting off, we're going to use that chassis that we talked about earlier. It's the tier 3. Make sure it says tier 3, 4x4. Just to verify, we have 2 corners here and 2 squares in the middle. That's going to be 4, and it's mirrored, so that's perfect. Okay, coming over to essentials here, we're going to start off with our reactor. We're going to use the half dome reactor, and we're going to put it on the second square in. Not this square, right? We don't want it on this square. We want it on the second square in. Okay? Then we're going to come over to crew here. Starting off like all my builds, we're going to mirror 2 sides of crew. This is one of the cheapest ways to get armor on your Trampler. So we're going to mirror that. Then we're going to come over here and grab your captain's quarters. And we're going to face the window out. So we don't want the window faced this way out, right? Because that's going to be towards the enemy. We want the window faced to the right or left. Then we're going to grab the single crew compartment. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We want the fan pointing out, not pointing in, not pointing out towards the enemy. We want it pointing out towards the side. Okay, coming into utility now. We're going to use these L-shaped cargo holds. Okay, and we're going to mirror it. A simple thing to mess up on these cargo holds are these doors when they're L-shaped. They specifically only have those 2 doors. So you need to make sure that you're using those doors to make an L here. And then we're going to grab our auxiliary corridor. Copy that. We're going to do two auxiliary corridors there. Then we're going to grab another L-shaped here. And we're going to flip it like this. And we're going to bring that in. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side here. Boom. And to verify that you've done this correctly, we're going to look at our layers. And we're going to add doors to all of these connection points. Doors, doors, doors. This makes it so people can't take over your Trampler super easy. They get lost in their Trampler, especially if they don't know the build. This is an easy way to confuse people and to make sure no one has enough C4 to get directly to your captain's cabin. Okay, that is the first floor. Going up to the second floor here, turn off these layers here. We're going to start by building out with that tier 2 crafter that we have in utility. We're going to grab this, and we want to orient it so this smokestack and fan is on the left side, right? We don't want it on the right side. It's not going to have the right connection, so we want it on the left side. This is also something that's very easy to mess up. Then we're going to come and grab an L-shaped cargo again. We're going to flip it and put it on a corner. We're going to do the exact same thing over here. And then we're going to grab our cargo compartment that is in a line. And we're going to make 2 lines there to make this line, these 4 connect. Then we're going to grab another line here. And we're going to make that one connect. And that. So basically what we've done with these cargo compartments is we've made a U around the armaments workshop. To check that our connections are right and to have doors, we're going to press T here. And grab all these doors. We're going to also put doors on the armament workshop. Boom, that's what all your doors and connections should look like for those. Then coming external here, we're going to grab some more storage, a little bit different. We're going to do this framed light deck, and we're going to flip it so it has the cargo portion of it sticking out. right? Not sticking the other way because that's just going to block your movement here. Then we're going to grab these frames, if I can find it, frames here, these supporting frames. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is going to be the complete floor for the second floor here. Coming up to the third floor, we're going to start off with those engines we got earlier in utility. So small engines here. These serve a dual purpose here. This is for mobility and cover from people trying to snipe you if you try to get back on the Trampler or if you're fighting up top. Then we're going to grab our guns here and start fitting this out with guns. We're going to do 2 frame decks here. Then we're going to do 2 of these armored corners here. Make sure that they're armored. This armor is going to protect these engines that we just put on. It's also going to make it so people aren't falling off into this little... There's like a tiny little hole between the engine and the panel, and if it's not armored, it's very easy to lose like loot or get in that little jump glitch that we all know about. Then we're going to come over here, and we're going to add 3 of these frames again. 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's on the right side. I can't all my builds to the right. Try to protect the left as most as possible. And then we're going to come and grab decks. I like these decks that have no railing. I think the railing is extremely buggy in this game, and I think it's an easy way to lose your mind. We're also going to grab turrets again. We're going to grab a back corner turret. What we do with this back corner turret is we run a 70mm with shotgun shells, and specifically smoke shotgun shells. So if anyone gets behind us, we're going to smoke them out, use our mobility with these engines, turn on them, and get all these cannons broadside. That's going to be your third floor build, and just to verify, we're going to press T here, make sure that we have a couple ladders. So I like all 3 of these ladders here for mobility purposes, so I'm going to keep all 3 of these ladders. Going up 1 floor, we're going to get to our steering now. I use this steering, and I put it in the second form off between these 3 frames that we put. Then I'm going to come here and use these artillery pieces that we were talking about. I use the armored pieces here just so the captain, if he gets on his 40mm here and he gets shot, that this won't break immediately. And to make sure that this is correct, we're going to put a ladder at the bottom. 2 doors is the way I like to run it. And just to make sure that our third floor connection is right, that's exactly the way I like to run my third floor connections. Okay, that is going to be all floors here. Now I'm going to talk about setup here with these armor plates. So armored plates are super useful. They tell you that these cannot be repaired in game. It is a lie currently. You can repair them in game. You have to use a repair kit and find the correct angle, but you 100% can fix these. Now with these armor plates, we're going to add 8. Each of these armor plates add 1,500 HP. How these work is if they thread a shell in between them, it's going to do damage to the compartment. If they hit the armored plate directly, it's going to do damage to the armored plate. So just because you have these on doesn't mean this compartment behind you can't get damaged. It just means that the chance of it getting damaged without breaking the armored plate first is minimal. Coming over here, we're going to finish this off by putting an entrance. I like running 1 entrance on my builds, especially for 6-mans. So you could always police the entrance, especially if you're looting. It's a very easy thing to get caught looting. Especially in the chaos of killing people, tramplers who have 6 individuals on that trampler. It's very easy to lose count of how many people you see hop off or whatever. So keeping it to 1 entrance sort of allows you to have sort of a quote-unquote bouncer airlock, right? So 1 guy on your squad could watch, make sure no one is coming up that isn't supposed to be while looting. All right, some housekeeping things real fast. These engines only work 1 at a time, not both at the same time. So only have 1 switched on, or the Trampler won't switch on. And as I see these housekeeping tasks, we're going to come over here to the 3rd floor and grab another deck, because I'm kind of trying to eliminate these railings here. I'm going to put a deck list here to make sure our mobility is good. And that should be the entire build. A little bit of setup, how we run. 4 80s. On the bottom here, all 4 of these are 80s. We put an 80 up here on this turret rack specifically. So you'll have 5 guys running these turrets, right? These 80s. And then a 40 for the captain, as always. I highly suggest only running a 40 for the captain. And what we do is we try to take a face-on battle. So we try to position us face to face, and we know 99% of the time there's no build up there currently that could just face tank 580 millimeters shooting them. We stop and shoot because if you're moving, the accuracy on your guns is worse, especially with 80s. We want to make sure we're hitting precise shots. Again, we already talked about the 70 millimeter smoke turret here to make sure no one gets behind. That's exclusively what we run right here. And the whole deal is you're never supposed to be exposing your back. If you expose your back, it's game over with these big things. It doesn't matter what build you have. Anything on a large chassis, a tier 3, tier 4 chassis, if somebody gets behind you, they're going to be able to outmaneuver you. So you just want to make sure you're positioning this right. That's going to be in the entire build. As you can tell, this is a little expensive, but I'm hoping that this serves your purpose right of going in and being a raid boss like I've shown you in my videos. All right, that's all. See you in the next one. See ya!